Hello, my early birds. I'm so pumped that you guys are here. Now, if you've ever been on a webinar with me before, I always start early. Now, I'm not going to start the session early, but I want to make sure everything technically is working. And I'm so glad you're here early. So do me a favor, if you will, please. Type in, you see where that question box is? Go ahead and type something in. Just say, hey, I can see you and I can hear you. I want to make sure everything is coming through perfect for you because I will keep my webcam on the whole time and I will also show slides. So let me check the question box here. Hey, all right. Hey, Jason. Boy, you're in early, Jason. Thanks for coming. Jason wants to talk about disability groups. Well, here's the deal, my friend. I've got 30 minutes because I promised to keep it to 30 minutes, and I've got 20 points. I don't even know how I'm going to get it done in 30, so I'm going to talk real fast, but my deal is this. So when I'm finished presenting within that 30 minutes, I'm hanging around here. So we'll talk about that. Yours is first on the list. That's the way we'll do it. I promise I'll get to it. Let's see here. Hang on. Hang with me, Jason. I'll explain. Because we actually, in boot camp, we have a thing called the Ask Stewart Hour. It's every other week for boot camp members. And boot camp members ask anything. There's no slides. There's no script. You would love that because we just have a conversation about it. But I promise you we'll talk about it after. Katrina's in the house. She goes, hello. Hello, Katrina. Hello to my good friend, Sandy Elson. Glad to have you back again. Lynn says, loud and clear. Thank you, Lynn. And Katrina says, all is good. I'm happy to hear that. Veronica says, can see and hear me? Hello, Veronica. Welcome. Hello, Deborah. Can hear me? Can you see me? I hope you can too. Now you can, by the way, you can toggle it. You can make my image small and the slide bigger if you want. That's fine. In fact, I just want to make sure the slide changes. Yeah, that's perfect. Rosemary is here. Everything is good. Awesome. Thank you. It's nice to meet you. I don't think I've seen your name before. I see a lot of new faces. No, I don't see your face. I can't hear you. I cannot put your camera on. But I've been in the business so long, there's names I just know, and I see so many friends, and I see so many new people, too. Jason says, can see and hear me. Cool. Carolyn. Hello, Carolyn. Welcome back. Can see and hear me. Jennifer Smith. Hello, Jennifer. I'm glad you can see and hear me. Awesome. And another Jennifer, back to back. And she can see and hear me, too. Judith is in the house. Thank you, Judith. Davina, good morning to you. Carol's here. Nice to meet you both. Lena, I got your name right. It's good to have you here, Lena. Good morning. She says, my upbeat voice and smiling face always puts you in a good mood. I am glad to hear that. And this puts me in a good mood, too, being here with you here today. And so does this. Yes, as some of you know, I French press my freshly ground coffee. Do you use a French press? Oh, that's good. Julianne said, yes, but sound is going in and out. I don't know, Julianne. Hi, Julianne. How are you? It may be at your end. I don't see anybody else saying that, but let's see. Because there's no way for me to know if the little internet gremlins are messing around at my end or at your end. I have no idea. Just let me know. I hope it fixes. Dawn is here. Hello, Dawn. It's so nice to meet you. Welcome to Boot Camp, Dawn. She just joined yesterday. How cool. Mary is here. Can see and hear me. Thank you very much, Mary. Good to see you. Debbie can see and hear me. Wonderful. Nancy, my friend Nancy, is here. Hello, Nancy, from Portland. Cool. Carolyn, coming through loud and clear. Howdy. Howdy to you. Thanks, Carolyn. Bruce, all appears okay. Video and slides. Cool beans. Thank you very much. I am so glad. I'll go back to that open slide. All right. Cool. Thank you, Bruce. Nancy can hear me. Cool. Ashley's here. Welcome, Nancy. Welcome, Ashley. Can see and hear me. Lynn says she's specializing in food, wine, and wellness groups. I love it. I just want to make some notes here. Food, because we're going to have so many questions at the end that I want to make sure I don't forget. And wellness, and we got Jason, disability groups. All right, cool beans. Thank you, Lyd. Mary Ann says, coming in perfectly. All right, we've got 2 minutes till showtime, so if you just came in, we haven't started yet. I just, I like to get here before you do to make sure the systems be working all good. We will start in about 2 minutes. Jenny, my friend, Jenny is here, and you are not an oldie. We go back a ways, you remember boot camp, but there's no such thing as an oldie. Nope. It's all good. Shall we say, seasoned. Francis is here. Hello, Francis. Good to have you back. Sandy says, sound is good there. Dawn said that she French presses her coffee too, but she does a cold brew. I've yet to do a cold brew, Dawn. You'll have to tell me your secrets to some yummy success. Shauna says everything is fine there. Lena said that the sound could disappear if she has a lot of other things open. So Lena's recommending to, was it Julianne who said the sound may be coming in and out there, that, I don't know, maybe close another window or two. I don't know. I just don't know. Dawn is excited, all right, about boot camp. Cool. Kristen is here. Welcome, Kristen. It's good to see you. Elaine from Atlanta. It's good to see you. You're a boot camper. Dawn says nonprofit fundraising. And remember, I've got a set presentation. So afterwards, I'm going to tackle these things here. We'll talk. Chris, wow. Oh, my God. Gosh, my activity-based groups. This is exciting. You guys are into it. Dawn says art, culinary, wine, beer, and whiskey. I want to do a whiskey group. All right, we're going to start in 30 seconds. And I know we're going to sell out because we literally have exactly 215 agents signed up. Statistically, only 57% of you show up. Did you know that? It's true. 57% show up. So 57% of 215 is still over 100. So early birds, you guys are in. Ed is here, performing groups and school groups. Wow. Wow, you guys do so many different kinds of groups. I want to get into that groups. I'm so excited. We have so many different specialties in the house here. Truly, truly, truly. No, Sandy, you're not old. Michelle Douglas, I almost saw Michael Douglas because I just saw him in a movie. Michelle Douglas, good morning, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Julian says, yeah, you need an internet extender. I agree. Marcia, hello, Marcia, welcome. And says, Sandy says specialized family units. So we've got people on here who specialize in disability groups, food, wellness, wine, wow, activity-based groups. I'm so excited. So my guess is we're going to start right now. My guess is we probably have agents who are probably relatively new to the business. I don't know. New could be a year, 2 years, 3 years. That's what I consider new. And we also have agents who I know, Sandy and Jenny, and many other friends who've been in the business for a couple of years. You've been around the block. Now, here's the deal. This presentation is going to be good for both of you, both groups, because we're going to talk about bad habits. And by the way, there's my contact information. If you want to jot that down, I will show you at the end again. But the whole idea here is that, boy, if you're relatively new and if you really haven't plunged into the group arena yet, my mission, ladies and gentlemen, is to prevent you from starting bad habits. You know, I was a supplier on the supplier side, the consortia side, for 26, 27, 28 years. I don't know. I don't want to date myself. But, even on the supplier side, on that side, those are old, outdated methods. So I'm teaching you new methods, new perspectives. So, of course, that resonates with you if you've been in the business. You've been around the block a couple of years. And you just end up doing things the same old way. Isn't it nice to hear fresh perspectives, new methods, new strategies that maybe you never thought of? So here's my promise to you. Okay, My promise to you is, and by the way, this is all stuff I'm giving you is straight out of boot camp. I am, after slide 10, I'm going to make you a little offer because this is not sponsored by a supplier or anybody else. Guess who it's sponsored by? It's sponsored by me. It's free for you. If you don't want to join boot camp, that's fine. We'll still be friends. I'll still love you. But if you join boot camp, you'll get all the answers, all the solutions, all the methods. So I will make it what I think will be an offer you can't refuse. And we do have some boot campers in the house right now. So ask them. Ask them what they think of it. Don't take it from me. Take it from them. All right. Now here's what we're going to do. So at about the halfway mark after point number 10, I'll just flash the offer for you real quick. And then towards the end, when I finished, I will open up for Q&A. And here's my promise to you. If you want to hang around for Q&A, hang around. If you have questions about bootcamp membership, if you have questions about doing groups, we'll sort of do like the Ask Stuart Hour, which if you've just joined us, that's what I do for boot campers every other week. There's no slides, no script. I turn on the webcam and my bootcamp members ask me, and they have direct access to me. So it's business coaching. It's really fun. It's really cool. Now I like to start off with this quote because I love it. Have you heard this before? From J.C. Penney, which is the best way to stop a bad habit is to never begin it. Well, maybe too late for that. So I like to say the best way to stop a bad habit is to replace it. That's my mission today. So if you're relatively new, I hope to give you, prevent you from making bad habits and bad choices because there are new, better methods. And if you've been in the business a couple of days, couple of years, couple of decades, I'll give you some good ideas. I'm so glad you're all here. Thank you and welcome. Good morning, Jean Ann. Cherry is here. Viking Groups. Looking forward to learning more tips and managing a group and working with groups for many years. Would love to specialize more. Good. Specialize. Charles is here. Charles does student groups, drill teams, choirs, festivals. Wow. This is so amazing that I have such a diverse group of listeners right now. So what I'm going to do is Karen says she can't hear me. Can you hear me? Because I got to get going. We got so much to cover. Can you hear me? My audio is connected. Everyone else can hear me. You may need to call in. Maybe you want to call in. Gloria's in the house. Yep, Karen says she can hear me now. So we're all good. Cool. All right, I got to start the presentation here. Or else we're going to run out of time. All right. Number 1. Bad habit that boot camp will break. You're mixing up spec and affinity groups and diluting the marketing strategies. You see, there's a really big difference between spec and affinity. Speculative, also known as promotional. That's where the supplier calls you, right? They have a great deal. And you take out space. Maybe they'll waive the deposit, whatever. But you can't market it like an affinity group. There you're marketing because it's a great deal. And maybe you'll get small little groups that'll feed into each other. You'll end up filling it with little mini groups or couples, but you can't tell them that they're part of a group because they don't want to travel together. They're just interested in the deal. In an affinity group, there's a magnet, there's a reason, there's a glue that binds people together. And I've been teaching this from day one, but still we get them confused. You market them differently. They're entirely different. They both serve a purpose. You can do them both. But at bootcamp, I don't teach you spec groups. Yes. Do I give you tips, tools, and templates of how to do speculative groups successful? Yes. But the main focus is on affinity. And what happens is, my friends, is that you impact the customer, the client, the consumer, who doesn't really know what we've reached the limit. There we go. We've reached the limit. So everybody who's in is in. Congratulations. So it's important that you know what your focus is, because then the consumer will know what your focus is too. And in boot camp, boot camp is filled with video modules and PDF special reports. It's just one of the first things you're going to see. And if you know this, it's a reminder. I remind you the specifics of the different group types, affinity, promotional, and corporate, and the differences. Number 2, bad habit. You've still got only one foot in the door, and it's negatively impacting your brand. This could be the biggest thing, because no matter what I talk about for the rest of the session today, if you don't have 2 feet in and just 1 foot in, like dipping your toe into the water, not diving in, well, then your head isn't into it. Your business isn't into it. Worst of all, your branding isn't into it. And when customers come to see you, whether it's online, on your website, on Facebook, in your social media, when they meet you, they're going to get a mixed message. I mean, I would say almost every travel professional out there, 10, 20, 30,000, say, oh, we do groups. But do you specialize? Are you an expert? Are you really committing to it? Because when you do, and that is your profound message, people will know and they'll come to you. They'll seek you out. So please, my friends, break the habit of saying you're doing all things for all people. And if you really, really want to grow a bigger, better group business, make the commitment because they'll know it. In a boot camp, I have a PDF report called How to Build Solid Group Foundation. I talk a lot about branding, the things you can do that will make a difference to the people you meet every day, and they'll know it. Number 3, you're still trying to sell groups. Now, this may be weird to hear because I don't want you to sell groups anymore. Quit it. But people and organizations don't want to be sold to. Do you want to be sold to? Of course you don't. The whole idea is not to sell groups. I hear this all day long. I sent an email. I made a phone call. I knocked on the door and they won't let me and they won't see me. That's because you're trying to sell something. No, you're not trying to sell something. You're trying to problem solve. Listen to me carefully. You're solving their problem. And how are you solving their problem? You're solving their problem with group travel. Group travel solves a problem. So, and oh, you know what? I've got good news for you. I almost forgot. But there's a lot already in boot camp. But if you look on the dashboard there, right? You see that dashboard with the question boxes and so forth? It says handouts. I've given you 2 handouts. You don't have to do it now. It'll be there, but you can do it now if you want to. And one of them is called how best ways to get in the door. And that's brand new. I actually wrote it last night because I'm running my top 100 tips in TRO, Travel Research Online. You guys get those emails? Okay, so it's going to be running like Wednesday or Thursday. So you get an advanced copy, a private copy of it, okay, of how to get in the door. You can't sell. You got to problem solve. You got to start slow. Have patience. And I tell you the best ways to get in, the things to say, and what will get you in and what won't get you in. So go ahead and click on that there. And I'm not checking the question board right now, friends, but if you have comments or questions or issues, go ahead and type them in, and I'm going to get to them when we're done because I got to rifle through this. There's so much stuff. Okay, bad habit number 4. And by the way, if for some crazy reason it's not downloading for you the free 2 PDFs, then you'll email me and I'll send it to you. There's a solution for everything. Number 4, you're blinded by the excitement of getting a big group and forgetting to ask the right questions to avoid the nightmares. How many nightmare groups have you had? You know, sometimes we're talking to this group, we get so excited, wow, they're going to go, everybody wants to go, it sounds amazing, and all of a sudden, it bombs. It's a failure. And sometimes you have that intuition that you're concerned about a few things, but you overlook them. Well, I have something called a group viability test. It's in boot camp that helps you know before you go to prevent you from failures. You gotta get rid of that bad habit of just jumping in without giving it a test. And what does the test include? The test includes, you know, is the affinity strong enough? For instance, is the group leader going to perform for you? How are you going to reach them? If you have to pay money for advertising and there's no direct way to reach them, either live or in person or in a Facebook group or a database, if they have nothing in common and you don't know where to find them, it's not an affinity group. So there's a list of these 10 things. Group viability test, it's in boot camp. But my point here is know before you go, before you jump in. Don't get all excited because every new group looks all shiny and good, especially if it's big. Number 5, you're still sending group proposals via email and wondering why they focus on price and rarely call back. Folks, if there's something you can stop doing immediately, this is it. Don't send it via email because you're giving them the opportunity to say no. You need to be there and present live. You need to be there and as you present each component of the trip, watch their expressions. Mirror what they're saying and asking and overcome objections, because the only reason why they won't buy from you is if you missed something. They asked you for something that you didn't give them, or you're giving them something they didn't ask for. You have to do the presentation live to as many people as possible. And there's a whole load of tips in boot camp. I hope you'd consider joining and becoming a member. Just do it live. Don't send it in an email. I know it's tempting, and I know the client's going to say, oh, just send it. And you're going to say, no, I'm not. I need to walk you through it because it's exciting, and I want to get your reaction as I roll it out, and you want to do it to as many people as possible. Very important. Number 6, you're not assessing if the group leader will truly deliver, which is leading to stress, frustration, and failure. This is a big deal, friends. You're depending on that group leader. And a lot of you tell me, oh man, the group leader always lets me down. Well, I'm here to tell you the group leader is not there to hold you up. I'll say it again. Group leader lets you down. Group leader is not there to hold you up. You're there to hold the group leader up. You need to take control. You need to manage it. It's critical that you manage the group leader by doing the right assessment first. And next, number 7, you give them the agreement letter. I always ask this poll, I'm not going to do it today, we don't have enough time, how many of you actually get them to sign an agreement letter? How many of you actually write that? For those of you in boot camp, you know what I have in there. I have the template. You don't have to do any thinking. But the whole idea is that, listen to me carefully, the tip here is that you do it together. You don't write a one-sided agreement. You write a two-way street because it holds you accountable for what you're going to do. So they feel good. And the group leader is held accountable. And they feel good because you write it together. You got to do the group agreement letter, my friends. It's critically important. It will keep the group and the group leader on their toes, and you won't have to worry. You won't have to stress. That's in boot camp 2. And no, don't ask me for that. When I've done this before, and people say, oh, can I have the template? No, I'm sorry. If you got a call from a consumer and said, hey, would you tell me exactly what to book, how to book, because I want to do it myself, and I want to. No, you would never do that for a consumer. You'd give them just enough information and show them your value, your worth, your purpose, so that they need you in their lives to book it. And I hope you'll say, oh, I need Stuart in my life because I need the template. Number 8, you're not creating and maintaining a P&L for every group. Now, budgeting, forecasting, not preparing to make good financial decisions. Very, very few travel professionals I have come across actually do a little Excel, a little P&L, or some of you have software programs that you use. It's critically important because you've got to know before you go right away. You've got to know if you're going to make money, lose money, and as things occur, as things happen, it's what's called a living document. You adjust it. You got to look at best case, worst case scenarios. How many of you know how much you've made or lost when the group is over? How many of you know how much you will earn or lose even before the group sets sail or departs? This is important knowledge. This is a bad habit we need to break, not knowing the numbers. And in boot camp, I actually have several different areas where I focus on the P&L, including an actual template, and also how to mark up and how to price it out. Number 9, you're relying on commissions alone rather than netting down and marking up. Friends, right here, quit being a commission hostage. To me, a commission is just a gratuity. It's a tip. I don't know how you can really thrive on that, maybe survive, but groups gives you the wonderful, amazing opportunity to create packages. Because when you create packages, you divert the focus from reductions and discounts and deals to a superior package that has everything they need. You're going to save them stress and inconvenience and risk and higher prices by waiting because they're going to buy it anyway. You're going to do it in advance. You're going to make it a package where they can't shop your price because you're going to make life easy for them. Yeah, you're going to charge more, but it's going to include more. So it's about the package. Talk about that in boot camp too. All right, we're at the halfway point. We're at slide number 10. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a breath and take a sip. For those of you who just came in, thank you for coming. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Stuart Cohn, but you probably already know that. I found a group boot camp last February, and it's transforming lives. It's transforming businesses, because I realize that groups is probably the most critical thing that will help keep your business obsolete proof. Obsolete proof meaning the internet can't do it, direct sellers can't do it, only you can do groups. There's a tremendous, tremendous opportunity and need, ask the suppliers, for agents who know how to do groups. But don't just book a group of 50 cabins and give 25 back. Who maximize it, who sell more, sell up, and sell out. All right, quick commercial, because guess who's sponsoring this? I am. The special membership offer this, and it's going to be valid for 24 hours. How's that? 24 hours from right this minute. Okay, because it's one of those things where you want it or you don't. And I'll make it real simple. Even if you're unsure, just make a $100 deposit. It'll lock in the deal. You could start anytime you want. You could start next July if you want, but I hope you won't put it off. Get into business now. You can still affect your 2017 business. Groups are booking now for 17. Get in now. And if you decide you don't want to do it, you made a mistake, you think I'm taking you for a ride, or you need the $100 to go off at dinner, that's fine. I'll give you the $100 back. So the deal is this, 24 hours. You'll get 2 bonus months free, because a boot camp membership is 1 full year. You get an extra 2 months. It's 14 months. Hope you like it. I do this every once in a while. And you see those balloons there because I started off celebrating our 1-year anniversary. Everyone loved the promotion, so I bring it back sporadically. Boot camp is $600 for unlimited, all the time, ridiculous access, including direct to me with the Ask Stewart Hour. And you can buy now. You can start now, or you can deposit now. Start whenever you want. It's that simple. Okay, back to the show. Back to the show. One more sip of coffee. And by the way, I haven't checked questions yet because there's too much going on, but I promise if you just joined us at the end, I will, and I welcome you to hang around for Q&A after. I'm here as long as you need me to be here. And if you got to go do some business, make a sale, or go to the bathroom, go. That's fine. If I have to go to the bathroom, I will too. Kidding. By the way, I bet you I'm going to see a lot of you around town this fall. I've got 8 speaking gigs. The second half of the year. So I very well may see you at your conference, or if you're going to a conference. Number 11, bad habit that boot camp will break. You're not maximizing supplier support and co-op dollars, which leaves resources and money on the table. Hey folks, who remembers me from the old days? See, I got a little gray here. I was on the supplier side. I worked for several different suppliers. I know how co-op works. I know how field sales people think, and when they give, when they don't give, and how they make their decisions. So in boot camp, I reveal the secrets of how to get the cash. See, I'm a big believer in OPM, other people's money. I'll show you how to do it. You got to go get that money, and if you don't join boot camp, just remember this. There are tremendous resources there, not just cash, but tremendous resources. And one of the biggest questions you should ask your BDM or DSM is, what am I not doing that everybody else is? Give me some secrets that your top group producer is doing that I'm not. I loved it when agents asked me that. Number 12. You're rushing to publish rates and then doing the promotions, which is, listen to me, backwards. Probably one of the most, if boot camp alone wasn't enough, in January of this year, I added what's called group launch sequence. You guys in boot camp know what I'm talking about. Group launch sequence, GLS. It totally turns it upside down. Every single method and strategy that you've been doing to launch a group, just trash it. Throw it in the garbage. It's outdated. It's old school. It's ineffective. It's inefficient. I give you an amazing new strategy that you can do. I promise you can do. And it's in boot camp. It's part of boot camp. And part and parcel to that, the biggest idea here is that the bad habit the GLS breaks is you've never been in the habit of taking control of the booking window. You know, most agents are in a rush. Let's get the deal out there. We got to start taking the money, whatever. And then you work really, 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 really hard to build momentum, and that's almost impossible. You need to create pressure and excitement and anticipation. You need to pump it up, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up, so that when you go to launch your business and you tell them, book now, because then the window closes. This may sound like a weird thing, but it works. I have my own river cruise group I'm doing for my friends and family. I'm doing a partial ship charter, and I did it with my friends and family, the GLS exactly, and it works. My single biggest day of sales was the day I said, you can't book, you can't book, you can't book. Now you can book, now you can book, now you can't. Good idea, right? Okay, number 14, you're drowning in individual customer service calls. Are you? And not operating at peak efficiency using smart tips and tools. The bigger the group, or even if it's a small group, there's so many great ways to operate efficiently so it doesn't kill you. Because you shouldn't just be doing one group at a time, my friends. I want you to do 2 and 3 and 4 groups. And the only way that's going to work, and you guys know this, is if you do it efficiently. I bet you some of you work alone. Do you work alone? Am I talking to you? Am I making sense? Are you sitting there like, yeah? Or are you saying, amen? Can I get an amen? There's a great song out there. Can I get a hallelujah? Can I get an amen? It's a country song. Do you know the song I'm talking about? I love it. It's all about music. I love it. It's great. How I digress. So in boot camp, I give you lots and lots of tips and tools to run your business more efficiently. But one thing I want to tell you is that, I got an amen. I promise I will get back to the questions. I promise. Okay. In boot camp, I actually I show you samples of the forms I create. I use a program called JotForm. 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 You can use it free. This way I was able to capture the people's names and date of birth and so forth in a secure setting, and they typed it in, not me, man. And they get a copy and I get a copy, so they get a chance to review it again, because you know what? If their name is wrong in the airplane ticket, what happens? What happens? They don't go on vacation. They don't go on vacation. And it doesn't being your fault. And you don't want it to be your fault. You want to CYA, cover your oh. You're not escorting or hosting your groups. How many times do you know you need to be there with the group, but they say, I'm not paying for you to be there? Well, there are solutions, because you know everything's going to go wrong if you're not there. So all you need to say, now listen to me carefully, I'm giving you more than you paid for here, but all you need to say is, look, you don't need to worry about paying me and buying my cabin and my transportation, but you also need to have me there. Because if I'm not, there are probably 27 areas of potential failure. So I will say behind the scenes and a step ahead. And you don't have to worry about the cost. Now, how are you not going to worry about the cost? Why? Because you built it into the, say it, you built it into the package. Very good, brownie points. Number 15. Oh yeah, this is, yeah. Would you believe 100 salient tips of how to the professionals escort groups? Number 16, you're giving out TCs and incentives before the trip finalizes. That's financially weak, financially very high risk, I should say, because what if there's a close-in? Have you had this happen? A close-in cancellation, something goes wrong, you didn't hit it, but you gave it away already. Not a good idea. The week 4 of boot camp, now by the way, boot camp is a year, but everything drips out. I have a whole series what's called group disaster avoidance training. Number 17, you're not sharing manifests and reconciling with the group or the supplier, and potentially missing people and profits. As you get closer, you want to share this stuff weekly, then daily. Because what if somebody calls the supplier and makes a change, cancels, or makes an addition they're not part of your group, especially with destination wedding groups? This is critical. Break the bad habit, get into the habit of doing this reconciliation, finalizing before they set sail or go to the resort. Number 18, you're overlooking a highly lucrative group type corporate. Are you doing corporate? Have you considered it? Could you imagine for a minute, listen up, getting paid by one client, one big check from one client, and that one client not only hands you the check, but they give you the list of all the people. Do you love it? Do you like what you're hearing? Can I get Can I get an amen? Of course you do. Well, we talk about groups and incentives and boot camp. So break that habit of thinking you can't do corporate groups because you can't. Number 19, you're missing out on the many joys of repeat and referral groups by doing everything to ensure they rarely come back. Do you know what I mean? Do you wonder why they don't come back? But you got to nurture that. You have to create loyalty, my friends. So if you don't welcome them home, if you don't boldly express your gratitude, if you don't boldly ask for next year's trip, if you don't send out a survey to get their feedback and make them feel like they're commenting on things that you may not know went right or things that went wrong, if you're not asking for referrals. Do you remember the phrase "it pays" from Stuart Cohen? What's my phrase that pays? Is the phrase that pays that you can use for groups too. Thank you for your business. It's very important to me. Do you have any friends or family who need a vacation? Do you have any friends or family who need a vacation? And then, of course, number 6, not connecting with them first. The last thing I want to hear is that you said, if there was a problem, I would have heard by now. You let them call. No way! You got to be proactive. And number 20. Bad habit number 20 to break. You're convinced the internet and direct sellers are stealing group business and consumers don't understand your value. Does this resonate with you? Does it make sense? Don't raise your hand. Just listen to me. Listen to me careful. The internet can't do what you do. Direct sellers can't do what you do because they're one-dimensional. There's no way they can provide the level of service and brilliance that you can. You can't transform. They can't transform a group like you can. They don't ask all the right questions. They don't have the breadth of opportunity and knowledge and experience to create the package, to make sure that that everything, the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. See, what you can do, my friends, and only you, is you can take an okay trip and make it good, make it better, make it best. Only you. We need more group masters out there. We need more group masters out there. Not dabblers. Not, yeah, I do some groups here and there. You need to nail it, my friends. If you don't want to do individuals anymore, quit doing it. Give that business to a colleague and you focus on groups, you'll make all the money you need and your business is going to grow exponentially. You're needed out there because people can't book groups online or direct sellers. And if it comes to they don't understand your value, you're not going to like what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyhow. It's not their fault. It's your fault. Because right now most people say, travel agent? I didn't even know they were still around. Right? Have you heard that? I've heard that. So no, I don't know if you guys read, I just had an article. You just have to hear this. I write for Agent at Home magazine, and it was an article about pickup lines. Stuart's best pickup lines. And by the way, if you want I didn't load that up, I should have. If you want that, just email me and I'll get you a copy. It's really cool. Pickup line meaning, and this was what's called the throwdown. You know what a throwdown is, right? Somebody says to you, "Oh, you're a travel agent. I thought they all went out of business." And here's what you say. Listen up. Here's what you say. They did. Did you get that? Can you do that? And if you want those pickup lines, send me an email. I'm happy to do it. And by the way, remember that that I have loaded up 2 handouts. One of them is a brand new article, has not even been published yet. It's how to get in the door. 10 tips of how to get in the door when you have that great group idea. If you haven't been able to get in that door, I will give you some ways of how to do it. And there's also the Ultimate Guide to Boot Camp. And the Ultimate Guide to Boot Camp is really, really, really amazing because it will show you the names of every single module in Boot Camp. It'll blow your mind. So I do hope you'll download them. And before I go to the question box and see your comments and questions, I promise you we're going to end at exactly 30 minutes. And then I'm going to hang around for Q&A. And I know that only 30% of you, only 30%, I hope it's 100, want to master groups and get in a boot camp. And again, if you don't want to do it, we'll still be friends. But I hope you take advantage of the offer. 24 hours, put down a $100 deposit. If you wake up this morning, you have buyer's remorse, I'll give you $100 back. I don't want your money if you don't want this stuff. It's here. And you're in for a year. Actually, you're in for 14 months, so it's even longer. And I don't discount. It's $600 because I don't want you to discount. If you don't want to start today, that's fine. Tell me when you want to start. Try to make it nice and flexible. All right. So here's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go back to the the questionnaire right now, and wow, there's a bazillion questions. So here we go. Here we go. Now, get your question in, make your comment in, because I want to get to all of them. And here's my promise to you. I told you I was getting to 30 minutes. Start on time, end on time. Actually, I started almost 10 minutes early. Not the presentation, but I got it going. I want to thank you. The most important thing of all is thank you for giving up your time to be with me right now. I know I went fast, and I know I could have spent an hour on each and every bad habit and how you can change that into a good habit. But I hope I gave you some new insight, some new perspective to help transform you, to give you some new thoughts. Remember, here's what I do for you and what you do for your clients. Write this down. Number one, I validate things you're already doing. Number two, I remind you of things you may have forgotten. And number three, I show you new things you never thought of. I'm Stuart Cohen. I'm grateful you're here. I'm hanging around as long as you're here, and I will take on these questions and answer them live as long as you want to hang around. All right, here we go. Here we go. Ba-ba-da-bum. Okay. Charles does student groups, drill teams. Oh, yeah, no, we already, we talked about that. Hang on, I'm going to rifle through. Sandy says, if you do what you always did, you'll get what you always get. That's right, Sandy. You hear that? If you do what you always did, you'll get what you always got. I love it. So, and every morning we have the opportunity, folks and friends, to wake up and make new choices. We can raise the bar. We can aspire higher. I hope you will. I hope you do. And I hope you'll be among that 30% who decide to get into boot camp, and I can personally welcome you in. Okay, let's see. Gloria says, what's the best software CRM for managing groups? Do you or other agents have suggestions? This is a great question, Gloria, and it's an age-old question that people have been asking for all of my 25, 26, 27, 28 years in the business. Nobody has told me what one is the best, except one keeps coming up on a more regular basis. And okay, I'm going to spill the beans here because you need to know something. This is very important, friends. Listen to me. Because boot camp is, there's no commercials, commercial free, there's no sponsors. I don't care what consortium you're with, I don't care what host you're with, I don't care what franchise you're with. Okay, if you want in, you come in. All right. And by the way, if you have a staff, I have a special staff add-on so they can have their own unique login as well, and they don't have to pay the $600. Okay, and by the way, the $600, if you don't have to shovel out in one fell swoop, you can pay it monthly, $100 a month. Easy. But my good friend Darla, do you know Darla? Darla Graber from Client Ease. I've been a big fan of Darla and her product for many, 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 many years. Do you use her product? Well, and I know the thing is I want to keep it commercial free, boot camp, but most agents don't have a reliable software program CRM tool that they love. And Client Ease is phenomenal for individuals and groups. It's phenomenal. And I'm about to roll out an offer. So if you're a member of boot camp, you can take advantage of the offer. It's a really, really, really sweet deal. I'm not at liberty to tell you. If you're interested, email me, Stuart@stuartlloydcohen.com, and I will tell you. But it's brand new. We just talked about it last week. And I'm excited because you guys need it. You can take it or you can leave it, but know that I've negotiated something special because Darla's a very good friend. Lynn does women-only travel groups. Awesome. That's a great specialty. Tina does wine and food groups and knitting groups. I love it, especially the wine and food. Now, my question for you, Tina, is can you drink the wine, eat the food, and knit at the same time? Or should I say, can you drink the wine and knit at the same time? I wonder what patterns you create after drinking wine. Okay, here we go. Kristen says, I'm interested in business development strategies. Business development, man, we could be here all day long. All right, you know how I like to start, Kristen? I'm going to give you 2 tips of advice. Listen, everybody, business development, getting new groups. But we talk tons about this in boot camp. I don't have all the time in the world, but hear me out. The number one thing I like to tell you, which may sound obvious, but it's true, most of the group opportunities are in your own backyard. The people in your current database, your clients, they're already participating in groups, going on groups. They already have all the group opportunities you need. You just never asked. Or they don't think you specialize in it. When's the last time a client came back and said, oh, we just came back from here or there or did this group? And you're like, why didn't you book through me? Well, I didn't know you did it. Okay, so but I'm not insinuating that's you, Kristen, but if you look in your own backyard, and your own backyard, I mean not only your current customers, but also local businesses. And number two, stay within your passion. And if you guys download those handouts, have you downloaded those handouts that are there? Just open that handout tab and download them, take it, okay? I show you how to get in the door. And so here I'm going to tell you real quick that to get in the door, it really helps if you're a member, if you're a customer, if you've been referred, if you're a fan, or if you have a shared passion. If you don't have those 5 elements, Kristen, and everybody else, you're not going to get in the door because all you are is a solicitor. You're just a salesperson. And on your first meeting, you're not going to sell anything. On your first meeting, you're going to sit there and you're going to make friends. And you're going to ask questions. You're going to break bread, as they say. And you're going to try to uncover what their problem is. Is it customer loyalty? Is it building business? Is it they're looking to do something fresh and new and exciting? Is it they're having a big anniversary? They've been in business for 20 years and they want to do something big. What's the problem? And position group travel as the solution. That's how you develop new business. I just gave you top 2, and there's a million other ways. Kristen, did that help you? Nicole says, attempting to organize my first college alumni group. Great. Awesome. I got to warn you, Nicole. I've heard great successes and great failures. Because this is one of those things where if the momentum isn't there, it dries up on the vine, right? You got to have great momentum, right? Group launch sequence is really going to help you, so I hope you join. But one of the key things is before you open up for sale, you got to get, key members of the alumni. The popular people or just little groups to commit before. And you want to have I'm going to give you something special here, a VIP sale before you open up general sale. Because you need to have that bandwagon approach. You can't launch a group and say, and have everybody out there saying, we'll wait, we'll see if they go. If they go, we'll go. Well, guess what? Everybody says if they go, we'll go. And nobody goes. That's what happens. That's why you need to launch it properly. Nicole, I hope that helps. Good luck. Amber, hey Amber. Proposals live, not email. What if they're on opposite side of the map or scattered around across the map? No problem. So if you can't do the proposal in person, live, you do a webinar. There are tools, if you don't want to pay the price of GoToWebinar, there are free or low-cost tools to do a webinar like this. Yes, you could do it. When I did my river cruise, there's my family friends. We only have a few friends here, but my mom's in New York. Kimberly's parents, my wife, they're in Florida. We have people from New York. We have people all around the country. I did a webinar. Why not? And if you don't want to get into webinar stuff, you remember what this is? This is what's called a telephone. Look how wonderful this is to hold to your ear. Look how horrific this is to hold to your ear. This is called a telephone. You can have a conference call. You can have a conference call. I want to check real quick because, Amber, I hope that helps. I want to see how many, if we're going to hit the 30% or if we're going to exceed 30% and see who's done it. Because you just have to go to the website, stuartloydcohen.com/bootcamp. It's right there. And I'll know you did it. And I'll know it. And I'll know how many people have bought. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we're getting there. 30% is a lot more, but I know you're still with me right now, which is cool. Thank you for being here. Here we go. Nancy says, Nancy is a member of Boot Camp. I'm glad you're here. And she says, quote, sign up in caps. You won't be sorry. You won't be sorry. Big smiley face. Nancy, thank you. I love it. I'm very grateful that you shared that with everybody who's on right now. Francis says, in the membership for 1 year, calendar year, or is this case July to July? Oh, Francis, yeah, boot camp starts when you start. So if you start today or if you start in September, you move through boot camp at your own pace. You see what I'm saying? It's not as if it's a set webinar. It's not as if there's a set class that starts and ends. That's the beauty of it. I've made it so convenient. So yes, no, Francis, it's not for 1 year. It's not 1 year based on when I tell you to start. It is July to July, let's just say. July was 12 to July 12. Well, actually not true because you get an extra 2 months, right? So July, August, September, you get 14 months. And I see there were some amens that came in from before. Shauna said amen as well. Geneva said amen. Thank you. Dwayne says, yes, send me the pickup lines. All right, Dwayne, here's the deal. You guys got to send me your email address because going through this is going to be one heck of a job sorting through all these questions. So, Dwayne, I'm going to look up your email address, but please, if you want those pickup lines, shoot me an email. It'd be my delight to send them. Marcia, hey, Marcia Stewart, I know I am I am dense sometimes, but exactly what does this boot camp give you? Boot camp totally destroys, tosses out, throws in the garbage everything you've been taught about doing groups in the past and gives you new methods, new strategies. And it's not theories, these are proven techniques. Okay, these are not what to do, but how to do it. Like today's presentation was a lot about what to do because I don't have time to give you. And I threw out lots of little specific tips, but I tell you specifically how to do it. And it's comprised of dozens and dozens of short, powerful video modules with transcripts, word-for-word transcripts. You own this stuff. Templates, too, so you can download the group letter agreement template. And it also includes live direct access to me, so that when we do every other week, the Ask Stewart Hour, and the next one is July 19. So if you join boot camp now, you can come July 19 to the Ask Stewart Hour. You ask me anything. So it can be something very specific to your needs, to your challenge, to your opportunity. So I could talk all along, and what I'd love for you to do is go to the boot camp page, StewartLeCoin.com boot camp. There's a ton of videos, because I like to talk to you versus write it all out. You'll see everything you get. And I guarantee you're going to be happy. Or call me, text me. My cell phone number, write this down, 631-877-9080. Again, 631-877-9080. Operators are standing by. Text me or call me. I don't care. I want to help you. I want you to feel comfortable making this commitment to you and your business. But I will help you master the group business. I will. Let's see. Kristen says, what's the best way to advertise to get business for new groups? I got to tell you, I don't believe the answer is in advertising, Kristen. I believe the answer is in branding. It's called Who Am I Branding? Guy Kawasaki coined that phrase. Who am I marketing? You know, advertising is going to be out there and it's going to drive people to come back and look at your website, look at your social media pages. And if they don't, if you promise something in your advertising and they come to your site and your site, everything about you isn't branded consistently, then they're gone. So you never want to spend $1 in paid advertising unless that ad is going to drive them someplace and they're going to see you. Who are you? And don't brand your business. Brand you. Very important. Don't brand your business name, because travel agency names are a dime a dozen. Sorry, it's true. You, Kristen Otto, you, Marsha Christmas, you are the brand. That's what you should be promoting. You. Big name. Your name, big. Look at my business card. Hold on. I'm coming back. Look at my business card. You see that? What do you see? My name. You don't care about my company name because I don't have $1 million, $1 billion to brand it or to create a fancy logo. It's really, really simple. That's me. You open it up and it says, if you could think big, I will help you do big. My phone number, email address. Simple. This is the best advertising tool you've got. Just don't make it cluttered. Make it really simple. It's just for contact information, and they're buying you, my friends. They're buying you. Not no other brand but you. Carolyn says, I'm still confused about how the boot camp works. How the boot camp works, you can join, you can start boot camp whenever you want. Today, tomorrow, in September, you move through at your own pace. Basically, boot camp is 100% online. There are no live webinars. So if you want to do it at 2 o'clock in the morning, if you're an insomniac, you can. If you want to do it from 9 to 10 every day, you can. The content drips out over a 4-week period. Because if you come in and see it all at one time, you will freak out and say, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out, Stewart. Well, I drip it out. It's called drip content. So every week takes you through the full cycle of groups. Beginning, middle, end, before, during, and after. The best part, Carolyn, is that you can toggle back and forth to anything for the full year. Actually, for the bonus 2 months, too. So what's going to happen, Carolyn, is that you could be in a process of doing a group, and you're like, oh, wait, Stewart's got this template. I don't have to use my brain here and recreate this group letter agreement. He's got it. So I'm going to go into week 2, and I'm going to download the Word template so I can make it my own. That's where you have access to everything, toggle back and forth, and every other week you have live business coaching. So that's it in a nutshell, a synopsis. And you have, tell me. I know it's confusing because there's nothing else out there like that. There's nothing out there like everything requires you to attend live webinars. The only thing live you have to attend, which is your choice, is when I do the Ask Stewart Hour. And that I do every other week, and it's either Tuesdays or Thursdays. I record them, so if you join boot camp now, you will see dozens and dozens and dozens of prior Ask Stewart hours that I pray you will spend time watching or just listening to, because some of the tips and some of the action steps that come out during these conversations are phenomenal, and I'm addressing your real-time issues. Katrina says, I see the pay in full and the 6-month payment option. How do I make deposit now and pay later when ready? All right, here's the deal. If you want that link for the pay $100 now, email me and I will send you the link so you can pay the $100 deposit now. Because see, this is not offered to everybody else. This is just for you guys. If you want the payment link to pay $100 to lock in the deal, and then you can choose and decide if you want to keep it or not, start whenever you want, send me an email. I will send you that link. I should have put it here. I'm sorry. That's a great question. And then you pay later when you're ready. Exactly, Katrina. Dawn says, audio went out. I hope the audio is back. Is it back? Cherry says, does membership include templates that you have used for successfully managing groups? How often you meet with agents? Yes, membership includes all the templates that I have used for managing groups. Yeah, understand that I've been on the supplier side, the consortium side. I've been a travel agent advocate for almost 30 years now. And I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk. I'm doing my own River Cruise family and friends group and using every tool that I've shared with you today and every tool I've shared with you in boot camp. So yes, and I meet with agents every other week during the Ask Stewart Hour. I hope I answered that question. Tina says, is boot camp webinars, what are the logistics, Tina? I think I answered that. Did I answer that? Which is that there's no live webinars. You come when you want. You watch what you want as often as you want. They're short, bite-sized video clips, very powerful, very enjoyable, very, very entertaining, and you get the word-for-word transcript. So you can print it all out, own it, you keep it. Okay. Anna says, if I join boot camp, is it possible to pay $100 a month? Right now, it can't handle a 6, but it's $100 a month. Yes, 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 yes. I know you may have typed this in a while ago, Anna. I'm trying to rifle through this stuff, but Anna, yes. You don't have to pay the $600 now. You can start off paying $100 a month and you can have access immediately. I will trust you that you can make the other 5 payments. I hope that helps. Let's see. Kristen says, what's the best software to create group itineraries? That I don't know, but I do believe, and this is the only product I'm intimately familiar with. We talked about this deal I'm going to have with Clientease. I do believe you can upload the itinerary into Clientease, but I'm going to check on that, Kristen. I will check on that. We've got only 10 more minutes left, and then I promise you we are done, and then you can call me, text me, email me, send a carrier pigeon, and I'm happy to talk to you one-on-one. And remember, I'd love to welcome you in boot camp. If it's not for you, that's okay. We'll still be friends. If it is for you, I hope you're part of that 30% or even more. And the thing is, I've built it to be so convenient. And the only thing I can say is quit putting it off, man. Everyone keeps saying, I don't have time, I'm not ready. Of course you're ready. Of course you're ready. You know why you're ready? Because there's a ton of business you're missing right now. And they're making big mistakes booking online. Big mistakes booking direct with a supplier. And big mistakes booking with agents who don't know what they're doing. You need to save some people out there. Save some lives out there. Amen. Can I get an amen? I'm serious. 2017 business is booking now. How long are you going to put it off for? Get it done. Get her done. Lena says, I'm thinking about putting together presentations for groups and doing them as webinars, as people often have a difficult time showing up on cruise nights. What do you think? What the expense includes? Are webinars easy to put together? And Lena does. You do PowerPoint presentations all the time, and that's awesome. It's easy. It just takes a little bit of practice. GoToWebinar is really simple. And if you don't want to pay the fee because you can pay it by the month, Lena, or you can pay it annually. It's not terribly expensive, especially if you're going to use it on a regular basis and communicate with all your groups this way. Your group people love it. And if they can't come, you record it. It's easy. GoToWebinar is recording this for me right now. It's recording it for me, and it'll send me the link, and then I upload it to YouTube or something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So if you can do PowerPoint, you're golden. You're golden. Even if you're a little shaky at PowerPoint, you can pull something together that's decent. Doesn't have to be gorgeous, magnificent. Just deliver the information. And there are, I don't remember the names, folks. If you email me, I'll try to remember those names. And remember, email me if you want the $100 link just to pay the $100 and just as a deposit. I'm happy to send it to you. Anna said, I just answered your question. Absolutely. I'm going to get through all of them. Lena says, Darla is super nice, and they just updated clientese, so it looks great now. Cool. I'm sure Darla's going to be grateful for that that testimonial. Thank you, Lena. Carolyn says, please explain it further besides handouts. What else is there? Here on this show, right now here in the show, you've got me talking, spitting out a lot of hot air, and you've got 2 handouts. But in boot camp, there are video modules. There are tons of video modules. There are tons of what I call PDF special reports that tell you exactly how to do it. There are templates that you can download and use. Basically, everything you will ever need to run a successful group business, whether you're starting out brand new or you've been doing it for 30 years, but you've never really nailed it. You've never really nailed it. You're not making enough money. It's stressful. And you want to nail it. You want to make it your primer. That's what boot camp does. Carolyn, call me. Call me, and I'll help you. And again, if it's not for you, it's not for you. And go to my bootcamp page, because there's a lot of little videos you can click around, and I walk you through bootcamp. Angela says, are yoga groups a viable market for profitability? Absolutely. Yoga groups, not yogurt, yoga. I said yogurt. Absolutely. I know people who they make a deal with a great yoga instructor who has a great fan base. And they do it, but they've got to be committed. They've got to be strong. You've got to get the group letter agreement. And what you really need is a group viability test to make sure everything's in place. Know before you go. Absolutely. Yoga's big. Amber, you're very welcome. Andrea says, Andrea, hi, Andrea. David says hello. He said, I love you. Boot camp sounds right for me. Cool. So I think we've got Andrea's coming in. And please tell David I say hello right back. Thank you so much. Dwayne says you can send the pickup lines to info. Okay, I got your email address. Thanks, Dwayne. I'll get them to you. Debbie says, does boot camp train you in leading, hosting the group? Absolutely, Debbie. Absolutely. As I said, there's a document. One that comes to mind is it gives you 100 things that you should not forget to do. 100 things. And this is not stuff that I'm making up, pulling out of my head. This is stuff that in my real experience, this is what the escorts, the people who escort groups and other travel professionals do. And these are a compilation of all the best tips so that you don't forget anything. I want to prevent you from making everybody else's mistakes so you get it all. Yes, Debbie. As you can tell, I'm passionate. I'm very excited. Very excited. Oh, Jean Ann, hello Jean Ann, my very good long-time friend, is a member of boot camp, and here's what she said. I've been in travel for 29 years. This is Jean Ann's words. Stuart gives us information that vendors and organizations are not teaching us. I'll read it again. I've been in travel for 29 years. Stuart gives us information that vendors and organizations are not teaching us. Thank you, Jean Ann. That's very sweet. And exactly. This just, the suppliers are going to teach you the old methods. All you can hear is the old methods that are just inefficient, and they're not working. Everything I'm going to teach you is new. Kristen said, can you give out your cell phone number again? You bet. And by the way, I got to rifle through these. We got 4 minutes left. Kristen, here's my cell phone number. Area code 631-877-9080. 631-877-9080. And I'm so sorry that I didn't have that link ready for you because it's a special promotion. I will send you the link. If you're not ready to start now, then I'll send you the $100 deposit link, which will enable you to lock in the deal and start whenever you want. There you go, Kristen. Marianne says, last year I created a small group of 2 separate groups of friends, 4 couples each, who travel together. Neither are affinity. I want to introduce them to a new group I set up. How do you organize the content to present in the call so it's not too long? The trip is 17 days. Therefore, it's quite a bit of information to discuss. Would you please give me information about JotForm? Yes. This is a big question, Marianne. I'm going to give you real quick answers. And if you want to email me, maybe we could jump on a phone call or something and we can chat. I hope you come into boot camp because we talk about this stuff all day long. But one of the key things here is, group launch sequence is really going to help you, the GLS, because what you really want to do, Marianne, and I love your idea, bring them together, is you need to have a series of events. You need to have a series of events, and like I drip out the content, the information in boot camp, you need to do the same. If you make the webinar too long, if you make the presentation too long, if you create materials that are too big, people are going to get scared, they're going to get frightened, they're going to be overwhelmed. You need to drip it out. So you need to do short 10, 15-minute presentations, a whole series of it. That's what you need to do. So you need not sell, you want to tell a story and bring them along for the ride. Okay, and every one that you do, you're going to start off with a lot of people, and it's going to get a little smaller because those people who don't come back or don't watch the replay, they had no interest. But the ones who stick with you through the very end, they're going to buy. They're going to do it. And you want to introduce everybody. You introduce them. We've got 2 minutes left. Stick with me. 2 minutes left. Carolyn says, okay, thanks. If we want to pay the $100 deposit but not start yet, how do we do it? Carolyn, send me an email because I was so busy working on preparing this. I don't offer that regular. That's why you don't see it on the bootcamp page. It doesn't say $100 deposit and start whenever. So send me an email if you'd be so kind, or call me, and I'll send you the email with the link. Pay the $100, lock in the deal, and you'll be at least part of the 30%. And I think we're going to go bigger than that this time. Kristen said, did you get that cell phone number? 631-877-9080. Marcia says, does your program offer you definite ways to make the most of co-op with suppliers? Absolutely. I'll tell you what to ask for, how to get it. I was a supplier. Who knows better than me? Yes, Marcia. Beverly, did I miss the answer? How many segments total in boot camp? I don't know. There's dozens and dozens. You know what you do, Beverly? The best thing I would like to recommend you do is, we've got 1 minute left, is you see that handout there? You guys see those handouts? I hope you downloaded both of them. Okay. What I'd like you to do is read the handout. Read the handout that is the Ultimate Guide to Group Bootcamp, because I will give you the name of every single module and PDF. Everyone. Nancy says, many hats as an independent agent. How do I prioritize, administrize CRM, marketing, logistics, training with Stewart, social media, meeting with potential group leaders? Yeah. How do you prioritize? There's a lot. You guys have a lot going on. My job here is to simplify things so things don't overwhelm you. If I've got the answer for you, you don't have to think it through. It's done. Download a template. Use it. We've got 30 seconds. If I can't get to you, I'll try to email you answers here. Stewart, you are an amazing motivational speaker and a wealth of information. That's very sweet, Donna. However, I'm new to the business, just don't have the extra $600 hanging around, but would love to speak with you personally. My name is Donna. All right, Donna, just shoot me an email. Let's make a date. Let's talk. Let's talk. And again, you don't have to pay the $600 up front. You could drip that out to $100 a month. Beverly says, also, are we dumped by a staff member or when you are available? Dumped? Dumped to a staff member? Dump? I'm insulted. I know you didn't mean to insult me, Beverly, but I don't dump anybody. And I don't have a staff member. My whole staff is looking at you right now. It's me. This bootcamp does not include one-on-one business coaching. For that, you can pay me $150 an hour for one-on-one. You want me to look at a document? You want me to check something over for you? Send it over. That's why I have the Ask Stewart Hour. The Ask Stewart Hour is where you have direct access to ask me anything. I don't dump anybody. So, and I know you didn't mean it to be insulting, but that's not my MO. I'm a good guy. I don't have a staff. It's just me. Jerry says, thanks for your time. Great presentation. I'm seriously considering joining. I need to give it some additional thought today. All right. If you want to lock in the promotion, let me know. And I have, Judith says, you have opened up my eyes. I'll be joining boot camp. Awesome. Wow. Okay. I've got to stop because time is up right now. Thank you. We have so many of you guys who still hung out and are here right now. I'm going to end. You've got my cell phone, my email. You know what to do. Most importantly, I'm grateful that you stuck it out with me. You're still here. And I want you to be successful. There's consumers out there who need your help. Thank you. Happy sales.